And we're back. What's up, everybody? Benja Welldone coming at you live on this beautiful Corona-free day. Correct this camera just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, usually I'm in my car, but my car is in the shop, so I'm doing it from my house. But I made another video a little earlier today, and I had left by basically saying I'm going to go right now, and I love being creative. Here's the thing. I love being creative. But it's not just with anything. It's like specifically, you notice how I didn't, if this is video and you're watching me, I don't like to scratch my my face and my hands because my hands are always dirty. That's just what I tell myself. But anyway, yeah, I love being creative, but not just for anything. I like arts and crafts and stuff. I care less about that. But creative about the things that I'm passionate about, meaning comedy and jiu-jitsu, creative movements, creative jokes, getting deep thought, okay? And coming up with exploring new, unique perspectives and ideas about stuff that I believe in. And not just that are funny and entertaining and interesting and all the above. I just got done writing for probably maybe 2 hours. And I there's just something about, a lot of times when I'm going through the creative flow process and whatnot, I'll be on my bicycle. And I got a really great bike. But anyway, I got a really nice bicycle, and I'll ride around my community, and I'll just be having an idea or a concept or something like that. When I see somebody, I'll approach them and I'll say very politely, "Hey, excuse me, I'm a comedian. I got a concept and an idea. Would you mind if I just share it with you, see if it makes you laugh?" And I always got a pressure test, as I always have said before, to make sure that something is not just funny to me, but funny to others. And I got all these new exciting ideas, and I called up a few friends, and here's the thing. If I ever have an idea that that's like a joke, a funny premise, almost always I'm not actually going to directly tell you that it's a joke, because I don't want you to necessarily have your expectations set up. And this way they're so high, no matter what I say, you might not react to it naturally. Maybe not. So I'm pretty seamless in the transition of bringing it up. But anyway, I was just going to say that I feel like I've been kind of unbalanced lately, in a weird unbalanced state. And now that I got my creative juices flowing and I'm writing, man, I'm telling you, there is nothing better than the feeling of creating something. Not just creating an idea from my ideas, putting it on paper. Technically it's a laptop, Microsoft Word, but regardless. And bringing that idea from my thoughts to reality, and then having something that started as an idea, ends up on my laptop, and then carries through to somebody else, gives them an emotional impact to laugh, or whatever reaction I'm going for to set up the next emotion. It's amazing. It is the coolest thing of bringing something that is non-existent into existence. I love it. And on the flip side of that, as far as jiu-jitsu goes, I'm always thinking of new creative, different movements and ideas and stuff. I have basically a 200-pound dummy that I drill on, and it is one of the best things because I can always just work on new, different ideas and stuff like that. Excuse me, buddy. Excuse me. Anyway, yeah, it's so great. And there's just something about me that not just loves, but needs to. It's part of who I am. And I always need to create. And it gives me a certain dimension of being able to meditate and relax by doing an active exercise of something that is meaningful to me, that I'm passionate about. Again, being comedy and jiu-jitsu. Part of this channel is so you can always get to know me a little bit better. And I always try to keep it around 5-10 minutes, because people got busy lives. I'm not a famous celebrity or nothing like that. But I'm always building my, excuse me, buddy. I'm always building my audience. And, I don't really want fans. I want friends. I would love for one day this channel to grow into something to where people can see me, and we could have a meal together, hang out, or whatever the case is. Because more than likely, if you'd like me up until this point, we would probably be friends in real life. It wouldn't make a lot of sense if you constantly listen to me or periodically, or however often that may be the case, and you completely disagree with me or my philosophies or point of views and stuff like that. But what's great is I continue to build my base. and continue to do comedy and meeting people and everything. It really is all about relationships. And that's a reality. That's a reality I'm also starting to learn more and more, which is it is about relationships. So instead of working for 99% of the people in a room, I'm really going to try to get 100%. I really am going to try to have everything. If there's a better way to say something perfect, saying it perfectly, to where there's no wiggle room that it could offend somebody. Now, even then, somebody might be offended. That's not ever my point. But I know sometimes there is a butt of a joke in some of my comedies. So I'm actually kind of like, for now at least, playing the game as far as being 100% crowd pleaser, which is what I would always want in general, but it's just a little bit less open as far as the free speech market goes. And I'm okay with that. That's the rule. That's fine. I'm just going to keep on grinding and doing my damn thing. So with that being mentioned, I think I'm going to do something different. And if you've listened up to this point, at the very end of this, I'm actually going to release my last set of comedy that I had videotaping of. I was at an improv in Arlington, Texas. I was actually going to use this video footage, if you watch the video, and or the audio if you're just listening to it, to submit myself to multiple comedy festivals and showcases and opportunities nationally and internationally to get more shows. And the cool thing is I was actually booked with this very footage and video that you're going to hear, see, watch, however you do it. And then it was the end of 2020 around Christmas when it happened. And then Corona happened. So they all got canceled. And you know what? In all honesty, I told somebody the other day, despite everything that happened in general, with all those opportunities going bye-bye, ever since Corona happened, I think that was one of the biggest blessings that I've ever had. And here's what I mean by that. You know, when Corona happened, I went from doing open mics and stuff like that and trying to get on as many showcases as I could, to just being a grinder. And which is what and who I already am in general, as far as my work ethic goes. But I went from doing open mics to going to bus stations. And the reason why is because I can go to a bus station instead of an open mic or a club. There's no sign-up list. I don't have to wait till 9 o'clock at night to get on stage. There's always people. I can do 10, 15, 5, however many minutes. And after 10 minutes or something like that, I get a new shipment of people. I don't have to leave. And by 5 in the afternoon, I could have been working on new material actively in person for an hour. That would probably, I get more done in one day than I did before in 1 week, just by going to bus stops or the mall. You know, you got those people sitting in those little massage chairs. I'll come by, and if it's okay with them, then I'll work on some material. 1 minute, 2 minutes, checkout lines. I'm telling you, I use this whole world as my stage. So yeah, it really has made me a lot better. And through a lot of different experiences, even most recently, I'm not saying this in a boisterous way. I'm just saying it like in a truthful way. I truly have become a much better writer, and I'm taking my thoughts even deeper to have a more, just better and more unique perspective and spin of things, so people can see the way I think and I interpret information, with the goal being of them to laugh at the end of it. You know what I mean? So I'm really thankful because of what I managed to make out of that shitty, horrible, and in a lot of states still ongoing situation. You know, I'm not optimistic. I don't try to find the positive in a negative situation, but I work for it. I feel like optimism is something that you say or do, and this is just my opinion, without work behind it. Like, oh, it'll be better. Really? Well, you have to make it better. And that's for everything in life. Situation isn't good, then you make it better. Things aren't going to get better just by themselves. You have to make it better. And that's a big philosophy that I live by. And yeah, so I made the best out of that situation. I made the best out of that situation. And I'm extremely thankful for it, because it put me in situations and in a frame of not a frame, but like a way of thinking that I can only honestly say that I am here now and am able to have have the level of creativity and ideas and storytelling and everything else, and my jokes being so much better than they were before as a result of me being in this Corona era and cancel culture era and restricted, censored free speech era. Now I'm already hitting around 10 minutes. So, and I told you I'd let out some of my comedy. So this is just a 5-minute set from the Arlington Improv. This is the last set that I said. And the stuff that I'm saying now is so much better. But yeah, I mean, what's the sense in having a comedy podcast / YouTube show if I don't release on occasion some of my material? So without further ado, I'm Benja Welldone. Hope I make you laugh and check me out. Peace.
All right, so let me just get this out real quick, all right? I know what you guys are thinking right off the bat, especially you, ma'am. You're thinking white guy, big dick. So let me tell you something you don't know about me. I recently started an Instagram account, YouTube channel called Benja Welldone Comedy to advertise my comedy. When I first started doing it, I wanted a shorter way for people to remember that title. So on all my uploads, I started doing hashtag and letters BWC. Well, little did I know, apparent letters of BWC are widely used in the gay community when you're trying to find some big white cock. Glad somebody thinks this is funny. So, for the last 6 months now, I've been getting a constant stream of white dick pics. Plus, an occasional brown one that says, "Black dicks matter." Yeah, you've heard of 50 Shades of Grey? How about 50 Shades of Dick? Welcome to my world. Ugh. You know, guys, at this point, it literally feels like I'm being terrorized by like a really, really gay Al-Qaeda network. Because every time I get a text, I swipe up my phone and it's a dick. In other news, I recently moved here from Washington, D.C. I gotta tell you, I love Texas, it's great. You guys have no idea though, for real, how hard it was for me to be living in D.C. while looking like a Russian. Come on, son, people used to come up to me all the time to be like, "Hey man, you Russian." Fucked up part is I actually went to college in Russia. So I'd always mess with people that ask me and I'd go, "No, I am not Russian. I am from Connecticut." I remember looking so Russian, even when I was going to college in Russia, anytime I ever spoke English, people just freak out and some Russian guy would be like, "Hey dude, your fucking English is unreal. Crazy, dude." You know, I had a pretty neat dating life back in the day, before I was married. You know, when I was gay, big living in D.C., I got like a horrible, incurable disease. You guys familiar with jungle fever? Yeah. So prior to that, I used to date a girl in a wheelchair for a little while. And in that time, I learned a very valuable lesson. If someone in a wheelchair ever gets insulted, the best thing you should say is nothing. Let them stand up for themselves. It's true, nobody wants to be pitied. You know the best thing about dating a girl with a handicap is, in all seriousness, anybody? That's right, great parking. What was the shit? I felt like I was VIP or employee of the month everywhere we go. Just pulled to a restaurant without my lady. We'd have a lovely evening together, but she wasn't the one. That came later. You know, my wife and I, we've married over 5 years now, and in that time I've learned something. Getting a car and getting a wife, bro, it's like the exact same thing. I mean, think about it. You're always putting money in it. You're never getting money back. And almost always you're getting both used. Relax. It counts for the guys too. I'm just not gay. That's why I gotta say wife. What do you think gay guys get other gay guys do every time? Is that it? Somebody's gotta be a bottom. You know, I'll never forget when I learned my wife's nickname. We were walking along crowded streets of D.C. At night, streets were packed. And I said, hey girl, what's like a cool nickname that I can call you? She says, well, I'm from Brazil and very light-skinned, so the way you say light-skinned girl in Portuguese is Neguinha. I said, Neguinha, that's beautiful, but is there a shorter way I can say it? She said, yeah, maybe I should just spell it out for you. Then she goes, N-E-G-A, and I said, okay, so neg, I mean, everything's two black guys right beside me, like, go ahead and say it. Now, go ahead, say it. See what happens. I'll give you my bank pen. Go ahead, say it right now. Say it 3 times like I'm a genie. See what happens. So, I call her Cupcake. You know what I'm saying? Shit's crazy like that.
So that's it. That's your preview. That's just me doing a old, it was actually about 10 minutes. But I ended it for video submission purposes, the 5-minute mark, which is the reason why it just trails off at the end. So hope you liked it. Keep watching, keep listening. I'm Benja Welldone. Check me out. Peace.